Hello and welcome back. My name is Josh, and today I wanted to follow up on another video I made about cryptocurrency. You can see the other one over here. But I want to discuss how I see cryptocurrency and why I really do think that this is going to be a much larger part of the economy in the future. So there's a thing called the Gartner hype cycle. It came up with by a research company called Gartner, and basically it's with any new technology, there's a ton of buzz that happens, and you get a ton of people excited about it, and there's a fervor, and people go in, and then the hype does not pan out, and people become disinterested, and it kind of goes into a lull for a number of years, while the hobbyists continue to tinker with it until it gains mainstream adoption again in the future. So that's kind of the what the hype cycle looks like. Lots of hype initially, then a lull, then comes back. And this has happened with many things before. When you think about uh, internet stocks, like internet technology, the dot-com bubble, there were all these companies talking, oh, we're going to be the next big thing about the internet. There was a ton of fervor, ton of hype, and it came crashing down. And but 20 years later, clearly the internet's a massive part of every global economy. Any company needs to be like their digital strategy is a major component of every company. What even if you're some old school company like a Reach or everywhere, it's ubiquitous. And yet again, there was not a lot of hype behind them. But what happened? Bubble and they started doing more research into the internet and how they can create a business and all that. And while most people got burned on it, there was a group of people that became so interested in it and they started to tinker and make changes and they saw that this was going to be the future. But there was technological lags. One of the not one of the largest, but Amazon was originally just doing books and now it does everything. But something like Uber's a $60 billion company, and it wouldn't have even been thought of as realistic when during the dot-com bubble because Uber's whole business model is based around mobile computing, mobile devices. And the thought that you could have a whole company that's just run on mobile would have seemed preposterous in the 2000s. Everything was on your computer still. So again, we needed the technological gaps to fill up so that the computing power of our phones caught up to the ideas and the use cases for the internet. I see a lot of similarities between that and cryptocurrency. We've already had a number of hype cycles. We've had 2017, there was a huge run up in cryptocurrency prices, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then kind of a lull in between 2008 and 2020-ish. Now we're in a second huge run up again. Bitcoin and Ethereum are breaking new highs, other cryptocurrency breaking out, Solana, and I think that there's different waves to this. But I do think that we're going to see a bit of a pullback again. But to me, there's no doubt that in the long term, this is a trend that's going to continue because the 2007 hype brought so many people into the space, enthusiasts, people learning more about it. Everyone was hearing about other people becoming billionaires, and yes, a lot of people got wiped out. After the crash in 2018, and most people said, "Okay, I guess this is enough." But a lot of people, thousands of people, still saw the future, said, "This is still interesting." Yes, we're not there yet. And at the time, what was the use case? Well, it was Bitcoin. It's store of value or something. Well, then we had the second wave, which I would consider DeFi, which is decentralized finance. And decentralized finance is more okay. Yes, now it's a store of value, but now we can lend cryptocurrencies. We can borrow it. We can exchange it. We can you can earn interest on it. There's a lot more things you can do with it now. Okay, that's a use case. Um, but still, it's fairly limited. We have another use case now, which is NFTs, non-fungible tokens, which is okay. It's not just a coin now. Now this coin can represent something else. It can represent a piece of art. Maybe it can represent ownership of something in the real world, like Uniswap. If you don't know what that is, there's a Uniswap, which is a crypto exchange, did these things called Unisocks, and you get a coin, an NFT, that gives you access to these socks. Now you don't have to exchange the NFT; you hold it because your holding of that NFT gives you ownership of those socks. But you can let them know, hey, I want to exchange the NFT for the socks if you want the actual physical socks. But again, it's not actually about ownership of the stocks. This represents the ownership of the stocks, and the price of Unisocks like went crazy because there were only, I don't want to misquote, but there was a limited number of these socks. And so again, like this NFT craze, it's a digital collectible, but it also was tied to something real, an actual pair of socks you could wear. And I think they broke a record for the most expensive pair of socks ever. So it was an interesting story. And, people go, "Oh, this is crazy!" Like, people are buying and selling pictures, pixelated art of CryptoPunks or whatever, and it's worth millions of dollars. That doesn't make any sense. Again, I think that we're in the NFT boom now. I think this will calm down. There will still be lots of NFTs that are worth something, but I think most will be worth a lot less. But the technology, it's bringing in more people. More people are becoming interested in NFTs, in crypto, in DeFi. And companies like Andreessen Horowitz, which is a venture capital firm, are pumping so much money into the space and giving money to anyone who's young and passionate. And when you look at young people, they're really interested in this. And every great idea, I think, has honestly, not every great idea, most great new technologies have come from the younger generation. They're the ones that are looking to change the world. They're not set in their ways. They see the future. They're willing to take risks. And young people are disproportionately interested in cryptocurrencies. Yes, there's lots of speculators, but there's also people that are doing amazing research, amazing work, thinking of new business models and ideas and use cases for this technology. And again, it is a technology. It is not there yet. We saw with Bitcoin how you could only do so many transactions. So then we had to create a new cryptocurrency. Then there was, proof of, uh, then there's programmable, uh, I guess Ethereum is programmable money, right? You can have smart contracts, and yet that was also limited in the number of transactions you can do. So they're now making additional changes to the tech to go from proof of work to proof of stake and other changes to enable more transactions. But other cryptocurrencies, Solana now, which has much more transactions per minute. Again, we're layering on new technologies, new advancements, and I do think that when you have this much capital, there's so much money going into the space. Attention and creativity, there's no doubt in the next 10 years, I'm so confident that the crypto economy will be 10 times, probably 100 times bigger. I'm confident on that. What I'm not as confident on is which cryptocurrencies will succeed. Because to me, I think I personally have a very good understanding of Bitcoin. I have a very good understanding of Ethereum. I have a pretty good understanding of Chainlink. I have a so-so understanding of Solana. I understand that it's some technological changes, but I'm not as technical, so I don't understand the nuances there. But I get the high-level thesis. But there are obviously a lot of coins out there. And if I were to look in the future, I think the next breakthrough in the crypto world has to be an amazing dApp. dApps are decentralized apps. We've got the first use case, which is store of value. Then we had exchanges and DeFi. Now we have NFTs. To me, the next one is an application. It needs to be an actual business, some actual use case that creates value. Now, again, all these other things will plug into. We will have exchanges. We will enable collectibles and NFTs in this dApp, whatever it is, whether it's a game, whether it's an actual application like on your phone. But I think that is the next stage that has to happen, and I don't think we're there yet. The UIs to use these crypto apps are often still too difficult for the average user. You have to do some research into, okay, what's a MetaMask wallet and what's my keys? It's still too complex for most people, but as we make it easier to get on board the crypto highway, I'll call it, we want to make more on ramps, and we want to make those on ramps easier. We don't want people to have to jump up a ladder and then climb a rope and then do all this stuff just to get into this economy. We want to make it really easy. And once those on ramps are much easier to get on, and the use case and value provided is so much clearer that it's like if you're not on this, it's crazy. Like again, today, if someone's not on the internet, you're thinking, what are you doing? I don't know how a business doesn't have a website. If you are a business and you want to grow and want to get exposure, you need a website. And that's so obvious. And I think that one day we will get that with some form of crypto, that you'll need a crypto wallet or you'll need to accept some form of crypto exchanges. But right now, there's not a strong use case except for really enthusiasts. If you like the space, if you're interested, and that's most people, they're speculators, and that is what gets people interested. Speculation is acceptable. Some people think it's a bad thing. Oh, it's all bullshit. It's all speculation. Do I think Shiba Inu coin is worth what it is? Of course not. I personally don't, and I don't buy on it. But I think speculation is good because it gets people interested in the space. And it gets people, when you hear stories about people making millions, it gets people curious about it. What is it? And they want to learn more. And I always encourage curiosity because I think that's when you learn the most. And I think people are learning a lot about an amazing technology and what it can do. And again, some of these use cases will be dead ends, no doubt. And some of these cryptocurrencies will crash and be garbage. There'll be false starts, but enough creative energy going into the space makes me really believe that this future is really bright for the crypto economy. So again, I'm a holder in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Chainlink. I think they have very strong use cases. I'm sure there are other amazing projects out there that I'm not aware of. So if you do have another project that you'd like me to check out, or you want me to talk about my thesis on those four coins, again, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Chainlink, or Solana, let me know in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on crypto? Are you invested? What do you hold? And how do you see the space changing? Thanks so much for watching, and talk to you next time.